Hello friends, today we will see how can we create a new table in MySQL database and how can we apply column constraint on that table. So let's start our today's video. So to create a table, first you have to select a database. You can check what are the various databases present in your system by typing show databases. So it will give you the name of the number of databases that are present in your system. You can use any one of the database by using use command. Use, and then you have to give the name of the database. Like I'm giving class 12. So I will give use class 12, then our database will be changed. Else, if you don't want to use the pre-existing databases, you can create your own database by using create database command. In this, you have to give create database command along with the name of the database. Let's say student 2020. So this is create the new database with the name student underscore 2020. Let's see if this is created or not. So what we will do, we will again execute the command show databases. So here we are having our new database student 2020. So what we will do, we will use this database by giving command use and the name of the database, which is student 2020. And now we are inside the database student underscore 2020. So what I have to do, I want to create a new table. So let's see if there are any table that are present in this database. So there are no table present in this database. We can see this by using show tables. Now I want to create a table where I can store the data for the student of our school. To do this, I have to give create table command. So how we will give create table command? First we have to write create table clause, and then we have to write the name of the table. Let's say the name of the table is student. After this, I will press enter, and then in the next line I will give parenthesis, and then I will give the name of the column followed by the type of the column. Like what can be the various columns that can exist in the table of student, like roll number. Now the roll number of a student is generally integer type in nature. So to make this column of integer type, I will write integer after the column name. Then I will put a comma, and then I will press enter, and then I will make the new column as name. And since the name of the column, name of the student is of string type, so what I will give, I will say that it will be of varchar type. Let's say 20, and then I will ask for gender. Gender will be either male or female. So let's write char and 1. So what is the difference between this varchar and this char? The basic difference between varchar and char is that varchar is variable character and char is fixed character. It means that if I am giving here 20 with char, then what will happen? All the 20 space will be used by the MySQL. And if I will use varchar, then varchar will only use that much space as that of the string that we are storing in that column. Like if I am storing the name Ram in this column name, then it will only take 3 space, and the remaining 17 byte space will be freed. But if I will use here char 20 instead of using varchar, then what will happen? All the 20 bytes will be used. It will not be freed. The remaining byte will not be freed. Let's make one more column, address, and it will be varchar again, and we can create one more column as class, and class will be of character type because it will be in Roman, and the maximum length will be 3. So I'm giving here 3. So this is how I'm creating the table. So now, since this table is created, we can insert the value into this table. To insert the value, what I have to do, I have to write insert into table name. So the table name is student, and then I have to write the values. Within parentheses, I have to pass the value. Like first one is roll number. So roll number is 1, and let's say the name of the student is Ram, and the gender will be male, and then the address will be, let's say, Delhi, and the class will be 12th. Okay, so here this data has been inserted into this table. How can I see it? I can see it by using select star from student. So now here I can see there is only one record present in this table, and it is shown here. Let's try inserting some more record. Like here, when I am doing like this, so I have to give all the values for all the columns. But if I want to skip values for some of the columns, then what I have to do? Like I can also do this by specifying the name of the column in which I want to give the values. Like I have to add one parenthesis after this table name, and then what I have to give? I have to give the column name in which I want to insert the value, like roll number, name, gender, and I want to skip this address, and then I will give the value for class. And then what I will do, I will write the same value, like values, and then what we will do here, we will pass the values like we have done earlier. Let's give the value 2 to the roll number, and name, let's say Sneha, and in gender we can write F, and in class we can write XI. Let's see if this is getting inserted or not. So also this one also get inserted. Let's run this query to see the record of this table. Select star from student. So all the records are coming here. So by this way we can insert the values in the table. You may have observed that in this second row, this value is null. Why? Because we haven't provided any value for address. That's why it is giving us null value. Also, let's insert one more record where the roll number will be 1 again, and the gender will be N, and the class will be 11 only. So even this is inserting this record also. But like how can two students can have roll number 1, and also how can a person have a gender as N? So to avoid such type of values from inserting into a table, what we can do, we can apply some constraints on the column to avoid getting some wrong data in the table. So I will create this table again by applying some constraints. Let's see how. I will create table again, create table student 1, same column I will create again, roll number integer, and then I will add a constraint as primary key. So what is this constraint? This constraint says that in the column roll number there will not be any null value, means roll number cannot be empty, and also each roll number will be unique, like there will be only one entry for each value. Like if I am inserting 1, then I cannot insert another record with roll number 1. Now name, what we have done, we have created name as varchar20. Similarly I will do here. And as you know that can there exist a person with no name? So there cannot exist a person that doesn't have a name. So what we have to do, we have to apply a constraint that name cannot be empty. So how can I do this? I can apply this constraint not null. So what this not null will do, this will check that this value should not be null. And then the third column is gender. Like in previous case, what I have done, I have inserted n value into it. So gender can be either male or female. So I can apply check here. Check. How I will check the value? I will write gender can be equal to m or gender can be equal to f. If some other value will come, then it will give error. And then about address will be same, varchar 50, and then last one is class, that was character 3. And we can also give some default value, like if I will not provide any value for this class, the value will be like 12th, or I can give any other value like first. So this is giving us error. Why? Because we have done something wrong in the last line. Let's write it again by correcting it. The spelling of default is wrong here. It must be DEFAULT. That's why it is giving us error. So let's correct it and run this code again. So now our table is created. Now we will insert some data into this new table and we will see how it is different from the previous table. So let's try to insert the previous data only. So we have inserted this one, and before that we have inserted the value of Ram. So I want to insert in table student 1. So I will write insert into student 1 values 1, Ram, M, Dilli, 12. So this value will be inserted. Let's see if it is there or not. Select star from student 1. So this value got inserted. Let's try with another value. Okay, what will happen if I will try to insert this value again? It will give me error. Why? Because I want to insert the roll number 1 again, but roll number is a primary key and I cannot insert duplicate records in a primary key. That's why it is giving error. So this is the role of primary key. Let's try to insert some null value or no value in this name. So what we will do, we will write insert into student. I will only provide the value of roll number. Okay, let's see what will happen. For roll number I will provide the value 2 and rest of the entries I will not provide. Let's see what will happen. It will give me error. Field name doesn't have a default value. Since we have not defined a value for name when no value is given, and we have also said that it should not be not null. That's why it is giving us error that you must define a value for name column. So I must give a name for this name column. Let's see what will happen if I will give some other variable other than M and F to this gender column. Again it will give error that student check 1 is violated. So we have applied check that gender should be either M or should be F. That's why it is giving error. Okay, let's see if I can insert this roll number, name and 2, Sneha. Now what will happen? I am not providing any value for other columns. Let's see what is the value that is getting inserted. So as you can see, 2 and second one is Sneha. Gender is null. Address is also null because we haven't provided value for them. But the class is 1. Why class is 1? Because the default value of class we have defined as 1. So if I will not provide any value for this column, then the value of this column will be 1. So that's all for the basics of column level constraints. Thank you.